also asked you about the hospital being a secondary scene of crime. The hospital where you met A1 being a secondary scene of crime. By the time you settled in the hospital for the exercise for which you say you were assigned, did you treat the hospital as a secondary scene of crime?
They cannot even rephrase.
The answer is in the question.
When you went to the hospital, swab the suspect, did you treat the hospital as a secondary scene of crime?
The same. Not only the same, my lord. It is not even a question which is seeking clarification.
I know that will come to that. So, so I will come back. Just be rest assured. You were asked whether you took national IDs of Nance Flavia and Dr. Brian. Were you required to take their national IDs? My lord, may I be guided what is
Probably you can ask how are you able to identify what identification?
My question is on her impeachment as to why she never took their national IDs.
Because now you're asking her and answer is going to be yes.
My lord, how else is it supposed to be? I stand to be guided.
You can ask in her manner that is your friend.
My lord, I may be guided.
You can ask, you want to ask how she identified?
No, completely not.
What do you want to ask?
She was impeached as to why she never took national IDs from Dr. Brian
No, she didn't ask
and
whether
Nance.
she took, they asked whether she's so, and
Whether
she's
she
so in
recovered.
identification.
No? Whether she recovered.
No,
National IDs. My lord, the record can guide us.
not recovered.
We can refer to the record. We have that right. We have that right.
I think the issue is you can't ask questions which suggest this.
Let us see what you ask. Let us see what you ask.
I could ask questions, but you can't ask questions which suggest answers.
I am here. I'm ignored and competent.
Mr. Morgan, the answers, questions that suggest the
My
answer.
lord, what was people may be guided with that question. My lord, I re-examined based on the manner of questioning.
I did not obtain the ID of that flag. I do not have the full names of the NASCOL flag.
My lord, now I can ask you, why didn't you obtain the IDs of Nance Flavia and Dr. That's why I require your question. I stand to be guided. They don't get instructed by our jobs. Why did you recover the IDs of Dr. Brian and Nancy Larry?
My lord, they did the introduction to us, who they were, so I could not recover their IDs.
Is it in your practice to always recover national IDs of witnesses?
How do you verify the identity of your witness? And you always do so? No, my lord, we don't remove their IDs. So how do you usually verify their identity? If I came and found you, my name is Nana. Usually, if you came here and you are looking good, yes, and I say, my name is Nana, please come with me. Take this, that the person has, the person is who we have introduced themselves. Marriage is according to what was taken as there. That's why sometimes you can ask for the IDs, supporting by law.
It's according to what is taken.
We only take the person as you want, unless we want more details from you.
Council also asked you as to whether you took minutes of your interaction with that medical team.
I would have never took
Are you required to take minutes of such interactions?
I would have never took any minutes, but was that more required from the doctors. So how did you capture the record of your interaction? Through their introduction, and you were telling us who they are. But the more we interview the doctors and the nurse.
You were asked about in respect of the clothes and items you recovered from the hospital. First, I want you to clarify, or did you go to the hospital to do any searches?
My lord, I never went to search in hospital. I only went to recover the vital evidence from the suspect. And so kindly don't ask me. I did not go to, did you go to do searching? Did you ask her to clarify on what her scope of work was?
No, that's not what I was talking
But if you ask that, did you go to recover something, let's say, she will say, no, I did not go to recover. Oh, yes, I went. Maybe she will say,
and I know that is the line in re-examination.
re-examination.
But I'm here to be guided. My Lord, I beg your pardon.
Maybe if we can tell us what her scope of work was, which she has sent to Aisha.
My Lord, the question in re-examination was directed on search.
Yes, but
So,
you must ask it in a manner.
in cross-examination. So if I went there, my Lord, with due respect, it would be like I'm leading her. And yet, in re-examination, I'm really direct on areas of clarification. And the area of clarification is on
On what? On the
search.
search, yes. You can check her there, not by leading questions. Because if you say, did you go to search? She will say yes or no. You
You
can
say-
ask it in a way. What
You
did
say
go to?
you never made a search certificate. Why did you make a search certificate?
And based on the previous question,
I don't go to the search, also at hospital. Only went to take the swabs as evidence.
You never took fingerprints. Why did you take fingerprints?
And I did not take the fingerprints. I was not allowed by the doctor to do anything to the suspect.
So that you thought to be more clear to this.
I never did the fingerprint because when we do fingerprints, I'm supposed to do the fingerprint, someone is seated or standing. Supposed to do the fingerprint,
Yes.
but the suspect was lying where to not do fingerprints.
So why didn't you make the suspect to sit or stand?
no, I think we will do something else.
So, my lord, I was not to talk to the suspect or to do anything to her.
Except for such things are allowed.
Counsel asked a few questions. In relation to your role as SOCO, as to why you didn't cordon off what he called the secondary scene, why you did did not draw a sketch plan, why you did not take photos of the suspect. First, why did you cordon off the hospital where you went to pick samples?
My lord, I'm not sure that was the question.
But I beg, I'll pray to be guided.
My lord, I asked her if cordoning off included recording who was present by keeping an entry against the log. My lord, it's why he objected to me reading the regulation. You read the report, the regulation?
I don't make the interpretation of the yeah.
Asookeredde yatugamba nti takwijjuka Molenali yabaire leero abagenzi ezikuyamba mu kutolereza mutabaza namone Katanga. Then yatugamba nti ekicweka batakisalawo ab'okuba ekicweka ky'abantu irwalo batalisalawo ab'okuba ekicweka ky'abantu nti bakaba ne bajja kutalibanyiza emirimu gy'erwalo. Then yatugamba batamuikize kuteera ebisani, Dr. Brian atabaikirize kuteera ebisani nti bakaba batakusobola n'okudrawinga map ab'okuba omusango gutakolerwe airwalo. Yatugamba nti bwe bakire Ajinja Road Police Station nibo basuukwire kurora be babe bayimbire mu kaveera kuluga airwalo.
Remember during cross-examination, took you to paragraph 3.4 before I asked you to clarify. I know this can be a very executed. You can begin with 3.4. On page 2.
I establish that the suspect's both hands were wrapped with bandage of the affirmative.
Took you to another paragraph 4.2.
palm of the suspect was not so tight. And it was possible for me to use my swabbing stick through and I swab the palm of my Katanga.
And then probably the last clarification. Remember during the cross-examination still by Mr. Katanga, you said you took the view swab of Molly where her eyes were closed. I want you to clarify the court at what stage or when her eyes were closed. When you said you took her swab when her eyes were closed, what did you mean? Is that a better one? Does that make you comfortable?
What is your discomfort?
My Lord, I'm just listening to his question. My Lord, I'm just listening to his
My lord,
question.
now when my colleague is introducing stages, now is he, because she didn't say
I
stage,
made it better. Let's say
yeah,
that.
because now which stage?
Is it
Now
now
it says
better
it
when
at
I
the beginning, the middle, end, so which stage is now? The witness
When
never
the
mentioned
eyes
those
were
stages.
closed.
Because he said when I swabbed them, the eyes were closed. End of story. So now he said which stage? When you walk in, or, so what is that now? Stage is what you discover.
yet when I modified it, are you still having a problem with it? When I asked the general question to clarify what she meant by eyes being closed.
What do you mean? When eyes are closed, they are closed.
Let him ask his question.
But you are not
You
able
see
to
my lord. You can't clarify clear answer.
Let him ask
What
his
is there to
Clarify
clarify?
when eyes are closed,
Where is
they
the
are closed.
ambiguity?
Mr.
But there was
Kabega,
time
They are closed.
you can't
that she
tell
was
because
sleeping.
Let him, they are
Mr. Kabega cannot tell that there is anything to clarify because he is not a witness. If Mr. Kabega was a witness, he would tell this court that there is nothing to clarify. But he's not the witness.
my lord, the eyes were closed.
So can
End of
they-
story.
You will say so.
Someone can I proceed?
Yes, most of that.
My lord, when I reached at that part of swabbing the mouth, I talked slightly with a specialist, said, can you help open your mouth?
That's a new matter. We have to cross-examine.
Let me see what was functioning. At that point, let me
We are going to.
It is amazing that people ask questions in cross-examination and they are uncomfortable about the clarification.
That is not a chance for the court.
I remember my lord, Mr. Karuhanga was saying, you fixed things in my client's mouth when she was, he was accusing her of fixing things.
And now you are trying to make her away.
No, it is you objective. You objective. What else am I supposed to do?
That is not court.
So she was now away.
Are you conceding that we proceed?
No.
He went on record to ask the witness how he inserted things in his client's mouth when she was asked.
No.
According to the report, this is all the answers of the witness. There is no evidence that I introduced myself to her. I did not talk to her. I was ordered not to speak to her. When I took the swabs of her hand and her mouth, her eyes were closed.
So can you explain when you say, when you took the swab of her mouth, her eyes were closed. What do you mean?
My lord, the patient was conscious.
My lord would love to.
That is clarification. Your eyes can be closed when you're sleeping, when you're unconscious, or when you're conscious. That's a legitimate clarification.
My lord, that's a new matter because
It's not,
But the
it's not
eyes
a new
were,
matter, my
the
lord.
eyes were closed. Were
not
they
a new
closed
matter.
because she was sleeping? Was she resting? Was she unconscious? Yes. It is ambiguous. It is the closure of the eyes can arise from anything. She can be sleeping, she can be asleep, or she can be unconscious. Yeah, let them answer. My lord, as I took that her mouth can be open, she opened. And when I put the swabbing stick in the mouth, she closed the eyes when I put the swabbing stick in the mouth. Swabbing the mouth, my lord.
Okay, but you were first telling us that the patient was conscious, so that for the record, so that we follow through.
She was conscious because I got when she was shaking even the head. That's what showed that she was awake, though the eyes were closed.
So you're saying when you did what?
When I put the swab in the mouth, that's the time when she continued closing the eyes. So you reached at the point of swabbing the mouth. When you put the swab in the mouth, the person continued closing by swabbing in the mouth. And she continued squeezing the eyes in the presence of me and Fabian.
atugambire bandage eyaba ya mukono gwa mole Katanga ikaba ya buzi kandi ikaba etanywize mukono muno, so kikamusobozesa kuteekayo ka swabbing stick hagati y'omukono nikwo yamukebera. Then atugambire nti omulwaire akaba tali kubi muno, so bweyamuteire akati ka self-swabbing stick omunwa nibwo yagenda omumaiso n'okusweka amaiso gayi nti kino akakikora alo wowe na Nancy Flavia.
Yes, my God. My Lord, that is all from us. We will, my Lord, ask for an adjournment for tomorrow. Leave them. My Lord, what did I say last time? Yes, yes.
The solution is still the same.
No, I think now we are in the region of 8 plus 2 or minus 2.
So like 10 more.
Yes, my Lord. 8 plus or minus
8 plus
8
and 10.
6.
For planning purposes, we set it.
2. Yes,
To be on the safe side.
I think so.
Mr. Katanga.
I don't know, but I can know that. Hajat began her work 38 years ago. I know by that time Mr. Katanga was in nursery school.
I was ahead of him.
So we treat witnesses also depending on their special circumstances. Hajat is not as violent as he is.
My lord, you should serve his submission.
Yeah, absolutely.
Without trying to say it's right.
He's already submitted.
Making excuses.
It's not allowed to take this. Oh, yes, please. Not like that, yeah, to 19th June 2025 at 9:30.